Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ed from Press Media. In the last episode of the School Management System, we have completed config and create class. In this episode, we are going to create a user table and we will convert a HTML template to PHP template and manage all of the resources file according to our template. So let's start. Here I am using Heidi SQL for MySQL client and I'm going to connect to my localhost. Let me run my local jam server. Okay, the server has been started. Now I can connect with my SQL database. Let's return to the project directory. Okay. Okay. Now I have successfully connected with my localhost database, and let me create a new database which we already have defined in our project, which is db underscore school. Let's create database db underscore school. Now create a table which is tbl underscore users and add the fields. First of all, I use ID, then username, and the field is password, user full name. Just use the full name only here. Okay. Next one is email. Sorry, address, email, contact number. Another one is user type, and let's create another one field which will be user status. And now change our data type to paragraph for username, password, full name, address, email, big integer for contact number, and enum for user type, or we will use admin, then account. Next one is clerk. Next one user is library. Next one is teacher. Other one is parents and students. Next one is the guest one. For our testing purpose, we will use the guest one. Uh, let's change the user status to enum and active and inactive. Now change the ID to big integer. The default changes to primary key and the default value to auto increment. Now change username to unique, email for unique, and contact number also unique. So all of the it have been set and save it. So we have created the table users. We will create the rest of the tables in next episode. For the moment, we are going to use our template. First of all, let me download the template. I'm going to use the Gentila Lila template for this project. Which one is the very nice template? So let's check here. It's from the color lip and it's quite beautiful and useful for our project. So this template will be for our project, and let's go to the GitHub project and download it. So I already have downloaded the project and I'm going to extract all of the files here in my project directory. Alright, we can see all of the files, and let's remove all of the unnecessary files from project. Then cut all of the project files to the root directory and remove the Gentilla master folder. Here you can see all of the files in the production. Let's move it to the root. Now we can see all of the files, but our file configuration have been changed. So let me manage all of the files. Here you can see the relative path of the vendors is changed, and that is in the header and footer section. So here we can check vendor folders. All of the necessary files are there. So let me manage the configuration of these files. So search for the vendors and replace with the, okay, we can replace it with vendors. Replace. All right. So we can see here one more folder, that is build, and let's replace the build also. Build slash and replace. Okay, we can check in our footer section. All of the files have been changed. So let's check it to the localhost slash SQL mgmt. All right, we can check our template. It's working perfectly. All of the relative path is working well. Now I'm going to convert the HTML template to PHP. For this action, we will use the index2.html, which is quite nice. This will be perfect for our project. So let's change this to index.php. Let's go to the project directory and remove all of the other files which are not necessary for the moment to a new directory, that is template directory. Okay, let's paste all of the files so that we can work in a single file. If we check on the production, there is nothing, so we can remove the production, and we don't need the docs folder also. Uh, Now we can create a new folder, which is command folder, where we can place our header, footer, sidebar, and other necessaries too. So let's break down the template into the multiple parts. I'm going to create separate the header section here, and we'll use include command slash header dot php and close the php tag. Inside the command, let's create a header.php file and paste the codes. Let's close the index.html, and if we refresh the project, we have to change it to index or root. So we can see now we are going to separate the sidebar menu. Just got the codes, HTML codes, and include it from command slash sidebar.php. Inside command, we are going to create a new file sidebar.php and paste the code. Again, refresh the template and it's working perfectly. In the indexed.php file, we can see the footer menu also. Let's copy it and include it using include command slash sidebar underscore footer.php. Maybe we will not use this module in later. However, I am going to use for the moment create the sidebar underscore footer.php and paste the code. So let's return to the index, and now we need to separate the footer part. Okay, here we have the footer content. Let's cut it and write the code include command slash footer.php, and now create a file footer.php inside command and paste the code. So there is some error which is in the index file. I have mistake my type. Refresh it and it's working perfectly. So now we are going to change some of the titles and other stuff. Let's go to the header file and change the title to School Management System. In the sidebar, I am going to change the general to menu bar. Let's refresh it. We can see the School Management System title there. And in the index.php, we are going to change the name of the system, and later we will use an icon for the system. Let's change it to the school management and refresh it. So it's not showing. I want to short form it to mgmt, and let's refresh, We can see school MGMT and it's working perfectly. So for the moment, we are going to manage all of the resources file called from the. So let's change the footer first. School management system, and can move the anchor link to first, and let's use hash here and save it. So refresh it. You can see the school management system. In our DB, we have used this base URL method. So we are going to use the base URL method to our configuration for file. Let's define the base URL is http://localhost/school mgmt. Now we can assign the base URL value to base URL and call them from the header and footer so that it will be perfect for us. So let's include the DB class. Before that, I'm going to initialize the object and include the config slash db.php, or we can use configuration file also in this template. So here I am going to change the vendors called from the base URL. Here is base URL. So let's copy it and call it from. Let's copy and paste it to the build also. So let's refresh and check the view source. You can see the link href is working perfectly. So the replace the similar things to the footer part. Let me select all of the vendors and echo $db base URL and copy it and paste it. So we can close all of the others and refresh the page. Here we can see we have the source from our URL, and it will be very easy for us to manage everything. So that's all for this episode. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. See you.